aesthetic. People like it when you're nice to them. Can I grab you one too?
Okay,
Yeah.
don't sign going in the next one over.
Always gotta be helpful. You can't be some meathead jerk from the gym. You're good.
Oh, I'm just gonna stop right here.
Hey. If you look like you're a musclehead, go out of your way to be nice to people. They love it. Lastly, carbs. Now carbs are kind of what's left of this. So we have 1,900 calories to go into this. We have 540 calories. That left us over with, that gives us, right now we've used up 1,633 calories of this. That leaves us with 1,092 calories. Pretty much the exact same amount we had for protein is what we have left for carbs. And carbs, again, protein and carbs are 4 calories per gram of each one of those. 4 calories for protein, 4 calories for carbs in each gram. So I pretty much have exactly the same left over for carbs as I have for protein. 270 to 275 grams of carbs left over. That gives me a 40-40-20 split, pretty much what Arnold followed. So pretty much any of these things I would allow in my diet. You know, you get granolas, all different kinds. I try to keep things, and this goes for cereals as well. If I get like a Fiber One cereal, it has to have lower than 6 grams of sugar per serving. I just don't like getting a ton of sugar in my diet. But something like this granola, most of it's pretty low. It has all the labels right here, and I'm not gonna lie, if I get something and I need to know the labels, I'll just take a picture of it. But I'm gonna go with, like I said, I've never been to this one before. I'm gonna get some gluten-free oats for my morning. I love my oats, and I don't always cook them. Sometimes I mix them with a little stevia, a couple almonds, and I just mix them and eat them like that. So you can see here, you know, I'm making sure I have enough protein because we want to retain as much muscle as possible. Fats for hormone production, we have to have enough, which is around 20%, and then what's left, we give to carbs. It just so happens that it comes out to 40-40-20, which is a very balanced diet. I'm kind of showing you, I eat and recommend 6 meals a day. You don't, maybe in the off season I might not eat that many just because it's work to do. You have to be packing these meals, you have to stay on top of these things, but it's worth it in the end. So I have 6 meals total. My protein, I spread evenly throughout all my meals, and that comes out to 45 grams per meal for me. Now this is a lot of protein. We'll go into exactly protein sources. It doesn't all have to be chicken every meal. You know, that gets kind of tough, but I do want people, like I said, to count these things. One thing, I don't know if I want to share this with you guys. This is my secret. When I'm dieting and feel like I need something sweet, 10 calorie sugar-free Jellos. What you know about that? J-E-L-L? Oh. No, but really, these saved my life so many times. I try to limit it to 1 a day. I don't know why. I just feel like, you know, it's my one sweet treat that I reward myself with. Spray butter, I do a lot of the times. I have some at home. I'm trying to get away from it a little bit because those sprays start adding up, and even though they're 0 calories, the whole bottle is not 0 calories. Nothing really to see over here. All it is my favorite things in the world, ice cream. We're gonna pass up on those things. I also have like my steaming bags at home. Let's roll over here. You know, I do love stopping by the magazines just to see what kind of, see if there's any fresh faces. We do know Amanda pretty well. She's looking amazing on the cover of Muscle and Fitness Hers. Good job, Amanda. To be honest, I really don't know anyone else, so it's kind of sad. And they don't have my magazine. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts, Winco. You got Michael Phelps, and you got this guy, probably off of Spartacus, I think, but no Muscle and Fitness. It's the last time I come grocery shopping here. Out of these 6 meals, you kind of see I have 3 crucial meals: breakfast, pre-workout, and post-workout. this is where I get most of my carbs. I get 20% of my carbs at breakfast and pre-workout, 25% of carbs post-workout. This is because these are the times of the day you need carbs and you're gonna be using carbs. You wake up, your body's been pretty much starving for the last 8 hours. You haven't eaten anything, you wake up, your body needs that. So you get 20% of your carbs there, 20% pre-workout, so you have enough fuel to last you through a hard workout, and then 25% post-workout to replenish those glycogen storage. Fat, I always like to keep fat low during my high carb meals. Why? Because fats slow down the shuttling process of carbs to your cells. When you have fats take longer to digest. If you pair them with carbs, those carbs aren't going to get into those cells and into your body fast enough. And I feel like I eat like a vegetarian. If you just take away my protein sources, I eat pretty much, you know, I guess that's a dumb thing to say. If you take away my protein, I eat like a vegetarian, but I eat a ton of vegetables is what I'm saying. Kind of like a rat. Grapefruit is another great way to start your day with the, the vitamin C in there. It's one of those superfoods that helps you fight fat. So I'll have maybe a half a grapefruit in the morning to go with my oatmeal as I start getting more into contest prep. Something like the grapefruit might get dropped out. One thing I do love is bananas, especially post-workout. So we're gonna go find some bananas. Now bananas have a lot of naturally occurring sugars in them. So these are perfect like post-workout. If you need, I like to have some higher glycemic carbohydrates post-workout, banana is great. Also, perfect for just an on-the-go snack. It's easy to pack, but you got to be careful because they are higher glycemic, more sugar in them. Pretty calorically dense as far as fruit goes. But I love bananas. All right. As you can see down that aisle, we have all of our things that I can't eat or I won't eat. All of those potato chips, the hydrogenated oils in there. Things that are comfort food that make you feel really good, release those endorphins. But at the end of the day, they just leave you feeling worse than before. And then other meals of the day, still 45 grams of protein, because we're spreading that out evenly. The remaining 35% of our carbs, so if you add this up, it's 65% of our total carbs for the day. The remaining 35% of our carbs needs to be spread out over the last 3 meals of the day, or whatever those meals come, the 3 other meals. And then your fats should be 10 to 15 grams for me throughout those meals. That gives me, if you add up all those numbers, that gives me right around my 60 to 65 grams of fat. For a contest and contest prep, sometimes it does get a little bit bland. There's some exciting recipes. I use a lot of Jamie Eason's recipes. Things to make things fun, condiments, and learning to cook healthy is awesome. Probably need to get some eggs still, some egg whites. Got my oats. Got some brown rice already at home. I'm going more into condiments too. I love sticking to things like, I love putting mustard on things, Mrs. Dash, different kinds of seasoning. Seasoning's really, it's gonna sound cliche, but seasoning's the spice, is the spice of life. It makes, the boring foods bearable. Like I said, it's, as I get closer to a contest, and even right now, 12 weeks, 14 weeks out, I'm gonna be pretty restrictive on what I eat. But in the off season, I loosen up a little bit more. Gonna get some almond milk. Love almond milk just because if you have dairy problems, if you're lactose intolerant, almond milk is a great substitute. It tastes really good. Eggs. Usually I go like 1 whole egg to every 4 egg whites that I eat. So I'll buy some egg whites, but I'll keep the whole eggs for even cooking other stuff too. Like sometimes when I cook with things. If a meal does have any kind of protein in it, I count that protein. I count all macronutrients in any kind of foods. Something like cottage cheese, it has protein, carbs, and fats. It's primarily a protein source, but I also count those other macros in there. All right, right now we're gonna get some sweet potatoes. Most people don't know the difference between yams and sweet potatoes. There actually aren't things that we call yams what we call yams aren't really yams. They're another form of sweet potatoes. So the ones with the orange flesh in there that everyone loves to call a yam, it's just a different type of sweet potato. A true yam, we don't really have in America. They're more black, really high glycemic. But interesting fact, I actually prefer the ones that are a little bit more, I guess, yellowish as to the ones that are orange. But I'm gonna do the orange ones today because they're cheaper. That didn't sound very good. I eat probably about a yam a day. They're just the skins. I eat the skins as well. Usually I put them in steaming bags and microwave them. Also, fiber. Fiber is huge, especially when you're dieting. You're gonna start feeling hungry. So I want everyone to try to get at least 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day. Now that's, should be depending. If you're really small, you don't need quite as much fiber. If you're a little bit bigger, if you're a 250-pound bodybuilder, you're gonna need a little bit more fiber. This will just help keep you full, help your digestive system. Baby spinach is a must. Also go with those omelets, and I eat a ton of it. And then things like lettuce, just to keep you full. So I do count my fiber-based carbs though into my daily carb totals. I count them no matter what. Even though your body processes them a little bit differently, I count all those green vegetables. Asparagus. Now, asparagus will make your pee stink. It does smell a little bit nasty, but it's a natural diuretic. So if you're getting ready for a show, asparagus is great. Super high in fiber, very low calories. Green things, anything that's naturally green, it's gonna be good for you. I know it's a lot of information to throw at you guys, but this is how it's done. Abs aren't made in the gym. You hear that all the time. Abs are made in the kitchen. And if you know exactly what you're doing with all this science, you can go out and it translate into rock hard abs. And we're gonna be shredded at the end of this 14 weeks. We're gonna step on stage at that 3%, looking good, doing magazine covers. If you want it bad enough, you're gonna do it. All right, from here, we're in the bulk area. I'm gonna get some brown rice and some almonds. Almonds are a great source of fat, my brown rice. Quinoa is another good thing. It has actually quite a bit of protein for being a seed, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, I've came to a place like this before when I'm hungry, and it's really easy just to be like, I remember Whole Foods when I lived in Venice, man. People must have thought I was a bum, because I was eating so many of their bulk items. And I think today I'm gonna go with just the raw almonds. Every now and then I'll throw it up and get ones that are already salted or have tamari-based seasoning on them. But I'm just gonna go with the raw ones. Salt, a lot of people get scared of, but if you're drinking enough water, people, if you're drinking your 1 to 2 gallons a day, salt's not a problem. You just keep flushing it out. It's actually crucial for getting that pump in the gym. If you don't have salt in your body, your muscle contractions aren't gonna be good and you're not gonna get that pump. I got some things that are gluten-free too. I'm big into eating as healthy as you can, but sometimes, budgets come in the way of things, and you just gotta go with what works. You have to make the best choices you have available. Oh, getting so many looks from people. Hey there, how you doing? Good to see you. Watch out behind you. There we go. All right. So I like breaking things up on my list into protein, carbs, and fats. I got my lean source of protein in red meat, eggs, egg whites, chicken. I also have some fish in here. I have my veggies, asparagus, avocado, peppers, grapefruit, lettuce. Later on I'll get into exactly how I prepare these things. When I do get ready for a competition, my eating is pretty basic. Like I said, it's pretty much paleo. And then my starchier grains, which are gonna be my oats. At home I have coconut oil. Almonds are another good source of fats that have some protein and carbs in there. Almond milk, my sweet treat with my Jello there. You gotta splurge a little bit. And if those help me to not go out and binge or not go out and crave other things, then so be it. But we're gonna get creative. I'll show you exactly what and how I like to cook some of these things up to give it a little bit more flavor. The condiments I use, Mrs. Dash's, the seasonings, garlic. There's a lot of ways to make things really tasty. I cook with olive oil, the spray, or even coconut oil that I have back at home. It's that medium train triglycerides that are really healthy for you. Applesauce is another thing I used to cook with in the off season. But this is pretty much how I eat. I will supplement it also with my whey protein in the gym, my Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard. I also use Hydro Whey post-workout. Those protein supplements come in handy when you need to hit your daily requirements of protein. But as you can see walking around today, you know, there's a lot of unhealthy choices at the grocery store. Make sure you stick primarily to the outside. There's a couple things on the inside, on the inner aisles that you can get, but primarily, you know, things are better on the outside. Or if you can't kill it, grow it, you know, it's probably not good for you. So I just think about how many hands have had to touch my food in order for me to get to it. You know, if it's needed to be processed and had fillers added and had artificial sweeteners added, you know, it's probably something I want to eat minimally. But most of this stuff in here is pretty much straightforward. All right, episode 2, it's in the books. Thank you so much for watching. As we go on, you know, you've seen now what I put in my grocery bag. You know, it's nothing new. It's whole food items, nothing that's processed, no hydrogenated oils. You're gonna get times you have cravings. You're gonna have times that you really want that cheeseburger, or you want, you know, you don't have any food on you. You know, it's about making the best decisions you have available. You know, so if you need to stop and get a protein bar, or if you need to stop and get a salad from Wendy's without the dressings with a little bit of chicken, you know, you got to do that sometimes. But what it is you got to prepare. You know, those who fail to prepare are preparing to fail. You know, I've said that a lot, and that's just the case. What you get out of this is going to be what you put into it. And I know that if you are willing to work at it, I've seen it through myself, just the times that I'm able to really buckle down and work and motivate myself. You have that internal and external, but if you're able to motivate yourself to eat healthy, your results are going to come that much faster in all this. This is a whole movement we're trying to put together to create healthy, happier lives through balancing your life. And the only way we can do that is by getting people subscribed and growing the YouTube channel, Steve Cook Health. Again, these are just guidelines for you. Use them, love them. Until next week, Swoldier out.